About live now. Yeah, we are live now. Good afternoon, precious family. Welcome to another great inspirational moment with Precious Pearl. And it's been a while, but because we're not online doesn't mean that we're not working in the background. We've actually got a lot of things and stuff that we're doing in the background, which during the course of the month, Tony will be sharing on our page. So if you've been following us, you can see that we're actually doing stuff in our community apart from the inspirational moment. Yeah. So it's been a while, like I said, but today we've got with us two lovely guests, actually a couple. I'll call them a power couple, who will be sharing some nuggets with us. But as we normally do it while we're on air, I've got the lovely Tolu, who will be doing the introduction of our guest, and then we'll take it up from there.
Thanks, Liz. Hi, everyone. And thanks for joining the program today. Hope you're watching us live, or if you're watching on the replay, #replay, let us know what you think of today's meeting. And yes, we are hosting a lovely power couple who are very, they are a special couple. And before reading their bio, thanks for sending that bio, even though it was a very short notice, I appreciate that. I knew these lovely people way back from my secondary school when I was a teeny weeny little girl. They were my seniors and I used to look up to them. And they were amazing in the fellowship, in the faith, those guys that you look up to in the school, and you find that when they left school in life, they're still doing amazing things. It's such a pleasure and really refreshing to have people like that in the community. So Tope and Adeolu, thanks for joining us today. Really amazing. And another fun fact, my husband's parents is from the same town as Tope's parents.
Really?
Really? It's a small world. Really? Yeah, I was saying, I know the younger sisters, they're from Illusion. So yeah, more connection like that.
Yeah, it is. Nice.
So let me read the bio that I have, the amazing bio that I have. I'll go with Adeolu's bio first. Adeolu is a co-founder and CIO at BitNob. He also provides advisory and leadership support for a number of businesses and charities. He enjoys teaching, coaching, and inspiring others on an eclectic range of personal development topics. He's a blockchain enthusiast, a wellness fan, a network marketing champion, and a Jesus aficionado. I love that one. He's been happily married to a secondary school friend, and together they have 3 amazing children, one in university, another in senior secondary school, and 1 yet to go to school. Let me add my own bit, aka Nadem.
Nice.
And I have Adeolu's one here. So I don't have yours here, your bio.
For some reason it's not posted. Adeolu, please check your Skype.
No,
Adeolu will post it for me. He'll drop it for me. I don't know why.
Let's see if I can get. I've been following them on social media for a long time, and they've been doing amazing stuff. They have products out there, they do network marketing, and they've been consistent, in the growth, and the story is pretty much inspiring. That's why we have them on here today. I remember, I don't know if you guys still do, is it A2W, right? A2W. Yeah. That's the marketing, the network marketing program that you guys have, which is amazing. Anyway, I'll leave you guys talk a little bit more about the different things that you're doing, and also Rita. Someone said to me the other day, one of our members as well, like, oh, I really love Rita. Like this. Have you heard about Rita before? And I heard about Rita. I was like, yeah. She said, oh, it really works. Blah 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 blah. I said, you know what? I think I know the people that might be in charge of Rita. And she was like, who? I said, oh, Tope and Adeolu. She's like, no way. I know Tope, we went to university together. Are you sure it's the same Tope? I was like, yeah. Another small world. You never know who's doing what in this world. So Okay, thanks. So talk about
it's a little long. Sorry.
It's a little long. I'll try and wrap it up.
Yeah.
She's happily married to the love of her life, Adeolu Akinyemi, and their union is blessed with 3 amazing children, Iriolua, Araolua, and Ifeolua Akinyemi. Oh, I don't have the full thing on here, so I'll just leave it at that.
Scroll up.
Oh, scroll up. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Right. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. I had to go all the way up. She's a graduate of the Faculty of Pharmacy, University of Ibadan, and she has since practiced her profession as a clinical pharmacist in a few hospitals. Within the past 2 decades of her graduation from school, she's a woman that wears many caps, and she still strives hard to add value to people and organizations she's involved with. Today, she's the CEO of Marvel Natural Products PLC, manufacturers of natural health products, proudly Nigerian and going global. She also has a certification in herbal medicine from the University of Minnesota, USA. In a world where balance is a crucial and healthy, married women in businesses are few and far between. Tokpe artfully balances being a business leader, mentor, coach, counselor, and a great wife. And like I read before, she's happily married to the love of her life, Adeolu Akinyemi, and the union is blessed with 3 amazing children, Iriolua, Araolua, and Ifeolua Akinyemi. So that's the 2 of them in a nutshell. I mean, I did not do justice, really. This profile doesn't do justice to this couple, but we'll go through the questions and just hear from them. I'll pass it on to the lovely Liz, our hostess with the mostess, to carry on with the questions and we get through the interview. Over to you.
Thanks, Tolu. As we normally say, it's not an interview, it's not an interrogation, it's a family meeting where we gain from your experience and you share nuggets with us, which is useful to us and useful to anyone that's going to listen to this. Thanks, Tolu, for that lovely introduction. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself? You know, it's one thing to read your bio, but we want to hear from the horse's mouth, figuratively speaking, about yourself. Tell us a bit about yourself and about the projects that you're actually working on.
Yeah, so ladies first. So so you can go.
Okay, yeah. My name is Temitope Akinyemi. I would like to talk about myself as relates to how my working together with my husband affects the projects that we do. He's a self-starter, he's a visionary, he likes to start things. I have attention to detail. I'm the executor, I'm the see through kind of person. I can be, I love music, and I love to get things done. Yeah. So as regards the different projects we're doing, there are many projects. There are many, yeah. So we've been doing business together now since 2006. We got married 2003. We worked for a bit and we started business 2006. So technically we've been doing business together now for 15 years. And we've had a couple of projects under our belt. The umbrella one is the one Tolu mentioned, talking about A2W. It's still there. It's like the mother company under which you have Marvel Natural Products, we have the Green Mondays, and a number of other projects that we do. And then we have some side projects as well. So as far as the business world is concerned, we do manufacturing. We do, of course, when you manufacture, you market and distribute. So we do manufacturing, and our focus is on the health and herbal space. As far as manufacturing is concerned, I'll leave Adeolu to talk about anything else you want to talk about. And of course, in the impact space, which is the NGO space, we have some projects targeted at the average trader woman out there. So we have an NGO that caters to that, and we have one that is focused on secondary school, helping them to be able to make some meaning out of their lives, give value, give scholarships, and give mentorship, of course. So, and we pastor a local assembly as well. So we have a number of projects that, because of time, I'd just like to stop it there. So.
Okay. So from my own end, the question is, who are we? So I well, if I'll describe myself, I'll say that I am someone who wants to, who wants the ultimate description of my life should be that uh, I reminded people of Jesus. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to be a blessing like he was, inspire people like he did, and follow him, and have others follow me as I follow him. So my life is has expression in a number of ways. One is business. I believe that business is an assignment for me. It's a platform that I will use to reach people. The other side of it is ministry. I believe very strongly that God also has empowered me to be able to teach people, enlighten them about His ways and how things can be done. And then, of course, multiple relationships with various people. I like to teach. I like to. I discovered quite early that if I was broke and I had nothing else to do, I will find joy in teaching. So I like to teach. I like to educate. I like to enlighten, and I like to empower people. So I think Tokwe has talked about many of the things that we do together. So I'm this personally. I think I'm just interested in many things. So I'm a person of multiple interests. The only one thing I've stick to for a long time is my wife. I typically just jump from different things to different things, all in a bid to basically learn, connect with people, make a difference in different ways. So she's mentioned it. Yeah, we're involved in manufacturing and distribution and marketing. We're involved in network marketing. We're involved in the blockchain, cryptocurrency, and how that side plays. We're involved in projects for secondary schools, for market women. And then, of course, people come and meet you and say, we are doing this thing, we need help. So, and that can lead to real estate, that can lead to, telecommunications, that can lead to a variety of things, where you just basically are trying to help people out. You learn a new skill, you're able to help them put together a structure to help them grow what they are doing. So basically, call it consulting. Yeah, so we do that as well on Coach B. And like she said, we've been doing this for 15 years, married for 18 this year, and been friends for much longer, maybe 30 years. I don't know. Yeah, so that's a little about us. We have a number of projects in common. We have, she resigned before me to do business. I told her to, we agreed we wanted to do business, and we felt one of us should be working, one of us should be doing business. So we agreed that she will resign first because I was earning a bigger check from employeeship. So she resigned, and then 3 months later, I couldn't stay employed anymore. I decided to resign as well, and that's how we started.
Well, thank you for that.
I just want to chip in something that I put on Facebook this morning about what they said. You know what the Bible says, that cast your bread upon the waters. And that's what they're doing, isn't it? There are so many projects. Don't just limit yourself.
True, definitely. Definitely. I was going to ask the question because you did mention that, you got married 2003, by 2006, you started the business. So, and then you mentioned also that, your wife resigned first, and then you joined her as well. So that's the beginning of the journey. But what prompted that journey? What made you think this is where we want to go? We don't want to work with anyone. We just want to have our own thing going. What prompted that?
Okay. Adeolu, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. So, it wasn't. I'm not sure it was really, I don't know. Let me tell a little of the story. So, I started looking for work in 2001, and I felt that if I didn't get a job, I will keep doing business. So for me, business was always a backup. I grew up, trying my hands on various businesses. Basically, before I finished university, as a growing teenager, I like to joke and tell people that at 17, I had a shop. I rented a shop, in a particular location in Ilorin where I was growing up. And the name of my business was Adonai Ventures. and I was into barbing, I was into dry cleaning, I was into making cards, so I had this entrepreneurial drive. So for me, getting a job was, now I don't have to do entrepreneurship. If I get a job, then I don't need to do my business anymore for a while. If I don't get a job, then I keep on doing business and make ends meet doing business. So when I got to work, it was okay, I want to work, learn the skills to be able to do business at a more serious level. I want to learn how the big businesses that have grown to be 160 years old and have multi-billions, how do they do it? So for me, going to work was like going to school to learn how business is done. And after I'd done it for a while, I started feeling a little bit of an unrest. I started feeling like, look, it's time to go. It's time to go and do something. If you don't go quickly, you may be trapped here, and this is not your place. That kind of feeling. So for me, it was typically the Abraham call: go to the place I will show you. I had no assurances or confidence whether it would turn out as good as work. I know that my salary was good at work, and I knew that the longer I stayed, the more the lure of that salary will not allow me to go and start from scratch. So I felt, look, the quicker I can start from scratch, the better for me. Let me try this and know that it didn't work because I tried and failed. Let me not grow for 20 years and still keep wondering what will have happened. So it was not wanting to wonder what will have happened that made me begin to think, it's time to go. And then I spoke with my wife, and she seems to feel, look, no, you continue at work, let me resign. I can do the business as well. Anything you want to do, tell me at night. I'll do it during the day. You go to work, we'll come back in the evening, and then we'll continue like that. So I think she'll tell the story of why she plunged, because she plunged to take the sword on my behalf. And eventually, when I decided to take the sword myself, I didn't even announce it so much. So, but what's it?
Okay, I think growing up as well for me, business was a direction I was a bit familiar with. My dad is a medical doctor. My mom read education. She taught for a while. But, right under my nose, I saw my mom begin the journey of starting business in the line of education. Saw her start with extracurricular, jam blessing, but she taught A levels for some years. So she started, and then along the line, she started the school business. And then, the school is close to 40 years now, and she has about 4 or 5 schools. So, and then while growing up, we used to meet, try to say, okay, do we create a new school in this new environment? I mean, we used to have business conversations, yeah. And then along the line, my dad also resigned from medical practice and started his own private practice. So growing up, business was not totally, I mean, I was familiar with doing business. So I knew that somewhere along the line, I would do business. So when I met with, when myself and Adeolu began our relationship, I knew that my mom would like him. My mom, extremely restless. She's in her 70s. But I mean, as she is now, she'll come up with fresh ideas like right now. She's an entrepreneur, And I know sometimes she just holds her. She said, Dagba today. Why are people broke? Ideas, like that. So I grew up in that kind of environment. So I knew that, knowing Adeolu, I knew that she and my mom, bam, they will click back, in that, in that direction. So I knew from while we were dating, all of that. I mean, he had ideas of names of, there was one that came up there when we were dating. There was Swords International, Swords Worldwide. And then he would list subsidiaries. I think we had 11, 12, 15. What we
Wow.
I didn't add some other ones. And then we're still in school at the time.
Wow.
We're in school at the time, And then he would write it. There was no phone, no way. He would write everything down, do the design on paper, and I knew that.
So people are listening. That guy you're dating.
So I knew, right? I knew from the time that that was somebody, and I was excited about it because, I mean, it was something that resonated with me. I knew that I wasn't necessarily the one who would come up with fresh ideas, So I was excited that, okay, where I'm coming from, I'm also going into something that also looks like, So I was already, I was good. And then, of course, maybe just mentioning a little bit about how we actually really got started, right? I mean, we knew that we wanted to gradually ease into business, not that we would, both plunge in as it eventually became. So we agreed. I resigned first. We started, and then one day he came to me and he said he became restless. He needed to resign. I said, "Oh, God, go and pray. You have to go and pray. I pray, this restlessness." And so we had a lot of back and forth, back and forth. And then one day we had a very honest, long conversation. And we opened up what the possibilities were, what was going to be, what was the worst case scenario if we didn't, go all the way, the fact that, if worst comes to the worst, there are still, the worst was not strong. He asked me a question. He said, "Are you afraid?" I said, "I'm afraid. Guy, I'm afraid." I'm afraid. And then we looked at the things that, could constitute the reasons for fear. And they were not strong enough, in my opinion. I'm not vain. Basic was good enough for me. So once I saw that, letting go of the comfort of the now to build something, could actually become something. So, and then we had a daughter then. Our daughter then was already born. I was afraid of school fees, blah, blah. But we spoke about it, we broke it down, and yeah, I felt, okay, let's do it. So both of us plunged in 2006, and the rest is history.
It's history.
Yeah.
I've got two nuggets from that already. He's a man of vision, and he wrote the vision down loud and clear. He wrote the names of what he wanted to call it. This is what I want to do. These are the subsidiary to those ones. He wrote all of that down. And then the place of prayer and speaking to God as well. So I've learned two nuggets from that, and I hope our listeners are picking the nuggets as we're going through this. So tell us about reader beaters, because that's one of the products that one of our members actually she was raving about it. I kid you not. And I was like, oh, interesting. I had to go on Google. I was like, how come I didn't know of this? So tell us about reader beaters. What is reader beaters? How does it help people? Where can we get it?
Adeolu, you want to go first?
You go first. Go first.
Okay, let me not.
You want to go first? You go first.
Yeah, well, because of time, I would not like to go into the backstory. And if Adeolu sees a need, he may want to do that. It's interesting that, sometimes many times as well, the things that people eventually are like, wow, this is good, this is all of that, most times come against the backdrop of something not so exciting, right? We had a major business. We had a couple of back-to-back business issues about 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago. And then reader became a necessity. It wasn't something we sat down and said, oh, this is what we want to do and all of that, okay? But it's just interesting that, that idea of coming up with the reader beaters became an opportunity for us to really reach people, much more than what we had already planned, that evening. And that for me is a very strong lesson, the fact that, sometimes you expect that an idea will come to you in a particular way, but, when you have an open mind, that's the way I can see. When you have an open mind and you really want to serve people, the ideas will come and then, the results begin to blow your mind. So for Reader is a brand, right? Reader has a range of about 10 different products on them, okay? And the major thing about Reader is the fact that it combats and mops up oxidative stress, okay? At the foundation of many health issues that people have is the fact that they're overwhelmed as far as the oxygen radicals in their system is concerned. So people have a lot of health issues, from arthritis to diabetes to hypertension, to basic back pains, some battle menstrual pains, hormonal imbalance, male sexual issues and all of that. And, it's interesting because I studied pharmacy in school and we're not exactly taught that, about, of course, we're taught a course pharmacognosy, but we didn't go into this much detail of what, understanding what phytochemicals, that's the chemical compounds available in plants, it's concerned. So Rita bitters, it's positioned as a strong antioxidant. That's the strongest feature in it. It has a lot, because phytochemicals have a lot of functions in them. Okay, but the strongest is the antioxidant properties. So we have people give testimonies across different ranges of health conditions, even up until cancer. People having breakthrough experiences in their health as regards this product. We have some of them you take orally, some are in liquid form, some are in capsule form. But it's really just a careful selection of herbs and root extracts that have been carefully tested at every level of test. And I've gone through all the very important local, international, global approvals to ensure that they're safe for consumption, that they are effective, and they act exactly on what you're taking them for and more. Because we hear people say, oh, I used it for this, and then it helps me with this, this, and this. Okay, so in Nigeria, we have NAFDAC covered, we have FDA covered in the US, we are ISO certified, we have halal certification, and I mean, we're positioned to go global with that range of products. So it's really herbs. Herbs is really, really at home with the body. Like I usually tell people, the skin is made from dust, right? So we need to understand that whatever is produced from soil will be at home with the body. That's why herbs really, really are the best for our bodies. Whether you're taking it in orally or you're using it for your skin. And I tell people, whatever you can't take in orally, don't use it for your skin. Okay, so just ensure as much as possible what you're taking on your skin, what you're taking orally is natural, because what you take on your skin gets absorbed. So we have body care products, we have personal hygiene products, we have products that you take in orally, and they work across a range of different health.
All these are part of Rita bitters.
Yeah, Rita bitters is one product out of about 10 products. So we have the Rita bitters, which is our flagship product. That's what many people talk about, right? Yeah. So that's one.
But you've got skincare products as well.
Yes, we do.
Which are made from herbs and the roots. Oh.
Yes. We have specifically for men, we have specifically for women, we have for infections, we have for burning fat, we have a range of products. And all within a space of about 2 years.
Whoa. What's your website while we're talking? Because we need to put that in the chat. What's your website?
RidaNatural.com.
RidaNatural.com. And also, can people outside Nigeria, like in the UK, can we order via your website and get it delivered? Or do you sell on Amazon or stuff, or companies like that people can buy from?
Okay, I think I would allow Adeolu to respond to that. We have a key partner in the UK, but go ahead.
Okay, so the question is, what is Rida and what does it do? And you're asking, is it available internationally? So
yes.
if you, like Tolu mentioned earlier, we are networkers. So one of the things we have done as well is we've ensured that the way the products can be gotten, and this is what the Rida bitters looks like. Okay, so this is Rida, this is a bottle of Rida. We have ensured, and this is an example of what the body butter looks like. Yeah. So what we have done is we've ensured that it's distributed via a network marketing channel. Today we have stockists in different countries. We have stockists in the UK, so there are people can get the products from in the UK. We have stockists in Canada. We have stockists in the US. We have stockists all over Nigeria. We have stockists in a few African countries as well. So the idea is today there are about roughly 17 countries where you can have access to products. It's still very much in its early days. So we have people who are selling on Amazon. We have people selling on eBay as well, basically distributors who decide to use different channels to sell their products. From the company, it comes through people buy a few products and then become distributors. So as simple as you buy one product can make you a distributor or a member of the network that is able to share with others. The products there are three unique things about Rida products. One is the products are very, very high quality. The WHO, World Health Organization, says that one of the sure ways for health interventions around the world is what you call traditional or alternative medicine. Even in extremely civilized first world countries, about 80% of the people still trust their traditional and complementary medicine significantly, even much more than orthodox. So it's something that needs to be, something that we need to pay attention to. The only problem with us in many parts of Africa is these products are not good quality. There's no standard. People are just mixing different things, particularly with alcohol. There are no standards defining how the product should be. There's a woman carrying a bucket on her head and is mixing stuff for people. Now, the problem with that is it has no NAFDAC number. It's produced maybe that morning. We don't know what's inside. There are no standards for ISO to ensure that the quality process for producing it is a particular standard. They don't do any preclinical trials. There are no clinical trials, but people like them because it works. Now, the beautiful thing here is we've taken that same very space and have decided to give it the level of attention and quality that they would normally give, the orthodox kind of medicine. So of course, we are, doing ISO done, halal done, like she said, NAFDAC done. We're doing processing for different approvals of different countries. We currently have FDA to sell in the US. We've done preclinical trials, and we have actually gone all the way to do clinical trials. So we have clear proof that the product works for the number of things that it works for. We're also on a regular basis collating testimonials from people who have used it who are using it as a lifestyle management drug. They use it as a lifestyle management supplement for high blood pressure, for diabetes, for arthritis. We have different other products. We have, variants that people use for, hormonal imbalance, for rectifying hormonal imbalance. We have people use for infections. We have what people use for. We have a balm as well that is a very solid topical analgesic. People also use it for their cold. We have teas. We have a tea that is particularly for breathing, for stress management. We have tea for malaria. We also have a variety of products. The product categories are growing. The distribution is growing in the number of countries we can reach as well. So we have those products there. And the beautiful thing that connects them together is they are all made from natural herbs that are found in Nigeria. So this is from Africa to the world. It's something we're excited to do. And we didn't stumble upon it. I'll say we stumbled upon it, but we didn't stumble upon it. I think everything is pre-planned and programmed by God. I like the scripture that says, if you are faithful in another man's own, God will give you your own. So where we started from was we initially just distributed for somebody. We were distributors for somebody. In a period of 1 year, we had distributed products worth, over ₦1 billion. And somewhere along the line, the person we were distributing for got greedy and said he didn't want to do anymore. And we were stranded for like a year. But in that time, we began to pray and see God's face. So what do we do? How do we go ahead with this? And we got the inspiration that, why can't you, create your own products? You have, there's a pharmacist there with you. There are other people within your team. Why don't you put something together, do research, get inspiration, and begin to create? And we started with one product, and that was 2 years ago. Today, we have over 14 SKUs and more to come. And, we've just only started there, or only just started.
So is it manufactured in Nigeria, is it?
Yes, it's manufactured in Nigeria.
I love the fact that greatness is coming out of Africa, out of Nigeria, because, we interviewed another power couple, didn't we? Was that earlier on the year, last year, that, they're doing amazing in the health food, and they have a franchise in Lagos and across Nigeria, which is awesome. Just amazing. Well done, guys. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll personally be visiting your website to see what I can find there or what I can get.
And I have to say as well that there's really a lot of talk, in health communities about antioxidants, and it must be because this is so powerful. And I wonder why the big pharmaceutical companies are not talking about this too much. I don't want to go into a lot of my own theories about, all these medicines and for the big pockets and the what it even costs sometimes when you use it. Sometimes it costs something else, you know. Why are we not talking about this natural alternative medicine, which clearly works? Chinese people, they use herbal products a lot, and it works so much in those communities, you know. So laudable, well done, guys. I hope, you know, God takes you higher and higher.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Yeah.
I was going to ask the question.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a bit cheeky. So how does it feel? I'll go to Adeolu first. How does it feel working with your wife?
Okay, so I don't know why you say you want to be cheeky. It's not cheeky. Yeah, it feels good. So I think working with your spouse, and I'm sorry if I say so myself, but I think it just requires understanding each other and both of you knowing that you are, you know, you ascribe the best, how do we say it now? The best intentions. So I know that we're on the same page. I know that we're working for the same end. We may disagree, but we can disagree agreeably. So it's been interesting. You know, I personally will not have it any other way. It gives us an opportunity to have contact points on many levels. So even with the way we work together, you know, we still run the risk of there's something that I have not told you, or there's something you have not told me. Sometimes we imagine what will happen if we didn't even have that opportunity. I think it's a test of maturity. It's not going to be easy, essentially, except both of you can handle it and handle the maturity issue of understanding the difference between, I don't agree with you, as opposed to I am not with you. So I'm with you, but I don't agree with you for what we want to do. And I think it's been interesting. It's helped us to deepen our relationship. Normally, as couples, we're going to work together on some projects. One of them is child raising. child raising is a common project that we have to work on together. And if we can raise children together, you know, why can't we raise products together? Why can't we raise teams together? Why can't we raise a number of other things together? For me, it's been largely exciting. There's no closing hours. So sometimes
I was going to go to that. How do you demarcate the business from the family life? You know, do you go out there and then still bring it back home, or do you leave out? It's closing time, leave out there, or I know occasionally because it's your own business, you might come home and talk about it. But how do you segregate that to have that boundary?
So I don't, and MI will talk about this, but I feel that when I say there's no closing time, I mean I can get an idea at 11 p.m.
Okay.
And it can just flash in my mind, and I'll call her and say, look, there's something I'm thinking about. What do you think? What do you think about this? Can you look at it? Of course, it takes a lot to be able to also tell yourself, look, I don't want to work right now. I just want to wind down right now. But for me, I seem not to really have those demarcations. So my life is my life. Everything I do is a platform for something more important to be done. So of course, I come back from work. I have an office. I have where I sit that makes me feel I am still at work. And if I'm not sitting there and I'm sitting in front of the television, I'm no longer at work. But if I'm watching a movie, we're watching a movie together, and there's something that comes to our mind from that movie, we can apply it. And it's not a big deal because, okay, there's something that they're doing there. That's not a bad idea. What do you think if we do this, we can easily pause and talk about something that it may be applicable to. So it just gives us a lot of touch points. I'm not sure if there's we have a few rules governing what will not make work go too far. So one of those rules, for example, is earlier on in our relationship, I will bring my laptop into the room. But lately, the laptop stays in the workplace, and when I'm going to the room, the laptop is not meant to go there, except in extreme situations where there's something that needs to get done, and I need to still tell myself I need to get to sleep, and I don't want it to wait, so I can do that. But we have a few of those things to guide. But I think it's just beautiful that we don't have to separate our lives and feel, are you still at work? I can't say I'm at work if I'm not at work, because she knows what work is, and the same for her as well. So it's just interesting, yeah.
And I'm going to ask Dr. a question. So how does it feel, especially when you had your kids and you had to still have the business, still get involved in the business? How was it for you?
Well, I think, I don't know. That question makes me feel like I did stuff alone. I
No,
don't
I'm
think
not
at
saying
any
you
time.
this. No, I'm not
Okay.
saying you this
No,
stuff. For example,
okay.
I know. Let me rephrase that. For example,
Okay.
I know because it's your business, you can't say you're
Mm.
going on maternity leave. You see what I mean?
I
Or
can.
did you take time out when you had the kids? That's what I'm trying to find out. That did you actually had time out? I know it's hands-on, but what I'm saying is, did you have time? Like, okay, for the next 2 months, everything is on you, to go ahead with. Yeah, it can still share idea with you, or you just like taking a step back a bit.
Mm. Well, I think also sometimes maybe the nature of the business that we've been doing has had a lot to do with communicating with people, leveraging technology, even before we had COVID and all of that. So even at times when I would not physically be at work, I would still sometimes be required to get some things done. But what really wanted to say is the fact that there's something I learned not too long ago, and it was in relating with people who are much older than me. I discovered that for everything that we do, there's always a season, and I think that for me helped me to settle some issues that maybe women or maybe couples usually would have balancing certain things. If I understand the fact that this is building things, like for example, I understand that we are in a building phase. So I'm not going to be unreasonable, right? I know that, I would tell myself, oh, you need to chill at this point. You need to take this, you know. Like recently, it got to a time I felt I told Adeolu, I said, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. I said, I need 2 days. I need to take 2 days off work. Yeah. And I took it, because but it doesn't mean that I was not online. And if there was anything I needed to do, I wouldn't do it, as it were. So I think, so really for me, two things. I would say understanding that things won't always be like this as far as building a business is concerned. There's a time where it will take a lot of you. And people need to understand that there's no real deceiving oneself that there's what I have the power to do, but if I do it, it may not be good for this phase of the business that we're in. So once one understands the phases, that a building a business requires, then one will be able to manage what I feel like doing, or what I,
so for me, that's
what needs to be done. So that helps me. But when it's getting to an extreme, which was what I described recently, when it's getting to, I need to, then I put that in place. Then something as well that we were very regular with up until when we had Nadine, not too long ago, was we decided to have the date night once a week. That for us was our opportunity to kind of step out, and just sit and have dinner, or go watch a movie, or and all of that. And after I came back and had my latest baby, we took off after some time, started once a month, increased to 2 times a month, and then we went back to once a month. We're still trying to find our rhythm as far as that's concerned. But I know that has helped us, and it's really still part of being reasonable to know that we need to give this to our relationship, we need to give this to building the business. So all of those conversations we have them. So I think it really helps us. We all have our heads put on tight in knowing, what should be done for marriage, for family, for business. So we have those conversations and then we make decisions. This is what.
I've gotten a nugget from you. It's a phase. So when you think of it as a phase, you're not too hung up on it. You think fast and you adopt and adjust to it. And also, like you always said, you said you'd have honest conversations. You said a few times now, and that's one thing I'm actually picking up from you, having that honest conversation. Do I really want to do this because I want to, or is it something that I need to, this is the end goal? Will this actually have an impact on the end goal? which is good. I'm just going to ask one question. I know we didn't say we're going to ask this, but has any of your kids shown interest, apart from the baby, shown interest in what you do? Or I know that you've got a child in uni. Has this kind of like influenced your child to say, I want to go this line, I want to, be a pharmacy, for example, so I can do, go into this line with mommy and daddy? Has that ever happened?
Yeah, so that's not I'm not sure that happened. I think they're interested in the products. They like the products, they like to use it, they like to talk to their friends about it as well. I'm trying to see if I can teach them to be networkers as well. But the paradigm we work with is find your area, find your vocation, find your strengths, and pour yourself into it. I feel the best legacy or inheritance you can leave for anyone is to give them the opportunity to be the best they can be in whatever they are doing, and to make what they are doing significant enough to attract resources. So I feel that people can thrive in different ways. And if I'm doing the right thing and I'm thriving where I am, what I'm doing will attract resources. There's money. There's a lot of money waiting in the hands of people who don't know what to do with it, looking for people who know what they are doing, who need more money to achieve what they want to achieve, who wants to invest in those kind of projects. So I remember a conversation I was having with one of my mentors, and I was sharing with him, as it was clear to me that the most important thing you want to do for your children is make them good stewards. Let them be able to manage the resources that God has given them well, because he that manages the little he has well will get more. So it's not about, we're not very big on be interested in what we're doing. We're very interested in know what you like, know what you're interested in, pour yourself well into it, and we know that thing will draw the resources that will help you take it to the highest place as well.
Thank you so much for that. So you allow them to be the possible best of what they can be, because like you said, that's the only legacy you can give them. And to be honest,
excited about everything that they both said. There's a post I put up this morning, and it's like because I'm a person of faith, I love Jesus so much. Anyway, that by the side, I feel like God kind of aligns things. I wrote a post this morning, and a lot of things that you're saying is just like, I'm just looking at the post in front of me, like, maybe they went to check my profile, Abby. It's my 7 life lessons to my daughters and to myself, because I have 3 girls. The first one was cast your bread upon the waters. You'll be pleasantly surprised at which ones comes back to you with great gain. That's what you said. And then you also said, I said, don't give up easily. Try a bit more. Launch out into the deep, which is what you guys are doing. That's where the best fishes are, in the deep. And what Tokwe said, do it afraid. She said she was scared when you asked her. Do it afraid. Do it now. Never, ever let fear stop you. Just do it. And then I said, never be entitled. No one owes you anything in this world. Do your own thing, walk your own path, which is exactly what Adeolu just saying right now to the kids. You are unique and capable. Don't ever let anyone tell you different. Your life experiences are a direct result of your life's choices. So choose well and learn from your experiences. Life is short, live it to the fullest, live well and take care of yourself, which is what Tokwe said when she said she took time out 2 days to just take care of my mind, my mental well-being and rest and all that. So yeah, I just felt the need to read that. I was just excited. I was like, I'm sure it's so alive.
Awesome.
So I'm going to ask the last question, because I know we're pressed for time. If you were given the opportunity to do this again, will you do this all over again, or will you, I know you might have, from lessons learned, you might want to make a few bits and pieces of changes to what you've done.
Okay, I'm sure the way wants me to go first, yeah?
You can. I wanted to actually speak, but
okay, go ahead then.
I don't. My answer is not long. Yes. It has yes. Yes, I mean, I've tried to imagine it any other way. Yeah, and it doesn't mean that we've had a ball all the while. We've had anything you can imagine, ups or downs. But I mean, there's who you are doing life with that just makes it all make sense.
Yes,
Mm.
sir.
You know, yeah.
True.
Definitely. Definitely.
So in the business world, we had an exciting ride, and I don't know, it's anybody else.
Mm.
Exactly how he actually wrote me that. Yeah. Which wasn't what I pictured anyway.
So for my own end, if I had the opportunity of doing it over again, I will make a few changes. And one of the changes I will make is I will listen to my wife more. You know, I of course
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting
that. So I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So I think that there are some times when you want to do something and you are persuaded about what you want to do, and the other party doesn't really agree, but because the other party sees that you really want to do what you want to do, they don't disagree as well. And I think that God put that mechanism there, you know, to really protect you and keep you safe, because you are going to achieve more when both of you are in agreement. Whenever 2 or 3 agree as such a thing, it will be done. There's power available in agreement. And when you don't have those 2 wings flapping at the same time, the bird cannot fly as well as it should fly. So, you know, as guys, you know, well, maybe not guys generally, I'm very logical. So if it makes sense, you know, I'm mathematics. I love mathematics. 1 + 1 is 2. If it is in base 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and above. 1 + 1 is 10 if it's base 2. So I'm logical. I want to see A, B, C together. And if it makes sense, then I'm good to go. And sometimes, you know, my wife will say no. And she's not expressing the logic. She's expressing I just don't feel that this thing will go well. I just don't feel that this thing is going to work well. And you're like, look, this thing, we have 24 hours to decide what we need to do, and we need to do it now. I think it's experience. Experience has taught me that whenever you have those intuitive impulses that doesn't want things to take off, it is best to tell yourself, you know, he that believes does not make haste. Whatever it is that you need to do, if you give it a little more time and you wait for the red lights beeping inside the aircraft to stop bleeping before you progress to fly, you probably save a lot more lives and save a lot more resources. So if I was going to do it again, I think I've learned with time how we work together and what inputs to watch out for, and how, you know, and what not to go ahead with if that agreement doesn't happen. And I think, you know, I'll do that better. So I think there's been a lot of tremendous value in working together. And I think it could have been a lot more valuable than we have used it for, because we have used a good part of it to build the experience of knowing when to go and when not to go.
Well done. Well done. Thank you so much.
Though, that's not a guy thing, honestly, because I'm a bit like that. My husband is the opposite. And we just had the same conversation yesterday. He said to me that you're too quick, Tolu, you do things too quickly. Can't you just calm down? So it's kind of like the one calming me down. Like, I need to remember to run it by him. Like, what do you think? You know, because every time I do it quickly, it backfires. And it's like, oh, you've done it. And then it costs me money and time. You know, and we just had the same conversation just yesterday or this morning when I did exact something like that. And I just done it, and I said, oh, you done it already, yeah? So it's not a guy thing.
I agree with you. I think somebody I just go.
I just restless.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on and sharing all this wonderful, wonderful nugget with us. I think you can see me looking now as I'm talking to you.
Sorry,
I've got my pen.
I'd like to add something, you know, just in case somebody's out there who is listening. I would just like to add something. One thing I'm grateful for, I think I was recounting to someone about 2 years ago or so. I was recounting that, I mean, there were a lot of decisions that we had made business-wise that because we didn't have alignment, didn't go well. But I realized that I didn't go back and say, I told you that we shouldn't go this route, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? I told you, I told you syndrome. I mean, I thank God that I never got caught in it. Okay. Anytime I got the feedback and I discovered, oh, things did not go well, I'll just think we move, right? And then we move. Yeah. And that for me, looking back, made me realize that God helped me to hold, things in place such that my agitation or my saying no didn't prevent him from finding expression, okay, in many of the things that we have had to do over the course of the years. So being restless or being visionary or, having energy it's not bad. We need people like that in this world. We can't all be
the same
about the details. We can't all be about getting things done. I mean, if we want to get things done, somebody has to come up with the idea. Somebody needs to show the vision so that the people who would get it done, the step by step and the process, the operations, all of that, will now find their own expression. So, I mean, it just will help each other, with our different expressions to be the best that we can be. We will everybody gets to learn their lessons in time and we'll be better for it. I just wanted to add that to it. I'm grateful that, he's how he is, but God has shown me and I've had cause to grow in the course of the years, not to hold clamp him and say, I just listen. Doesn't mean that he won't come back again tomorrow, even after, so he will come back again tomorrow. It means that, he feels free to want to say, okay, let's do this again, because, nobody is breathing down and saying, it didn't go well yesterday, and all of that. So, I think that's what marriage is really all about. And once that room to express is there, I think it makes for growth. I didn't have this conversation with him. He just came to me one day and said, I think we don't agree about anything. We won't go ahead with it again. I never had that conversation. It shocked me the day he came. I said, oh, really? Oh, nice. So, and it just makes us all the better for it. Yeah.
And I love that you said that, in the marriage, you allow each other to find expression, to express yourself and just be yourself in a marriage that works. So that's a wonderful tip from Tope. Can we ask, do we have time, Liz? A tip from Adeolu to married couples doing it together in business or about to, anyone listening?
Okay, so I just had a little comment there, and I'll say that every relationship works like a bank. So you can only withdraw if you have made deposits. And
please, can I call my girls and let you tell them that? Because they will tell me, Mommy, just put your card and you get money. That's what they say. And I keep saying, no, you can only get money when you put money in.
So yeah, you need to teach them how the bank works. So in human relationships, the bank is emotional, and the parameters, the currency is trust. And the more consistent I am with making promises and fulfilling them, with carrying the other person along and communicating what I want to do and telling them where I am in that journey, in being transparent and open, the more I do those things, the more the trust account builds, and then the more I can be forgiven when I make mistakes, because my mistakes and my errors will be withdrawals, and it will not be so devastating because I have a solid bank balance. And I think relationships.
I like that illustration. I'm going to be using that.
So I think each party needs to look at, if you are burning the fuse quickly, you're getting angry with each other, you're getting frustrated with the business you're doing together or any partnership you're doing with your spouse, is because the account is overdrawn. And doing business together also creates an opportunity for there to be more deposits, or creates an opportunity for there to be more withdrawals. And I think we need to be conscious of what are we doing really. At the end of the day, if I do a reconciliation of my account, am I in credit or am I in debit? And can we go on together for the future, knowing that we've got each other? And I think those are crucial things.
Wow. Thank you so much. Those are two powerful nuggets for anyone listening to us. Either you're married or you're about to get married. One of the things Topper said that I'm still holding on to is better marry someone with vision, or that they've written the vision out loud and clear, and you both agree on it. It's true. It's
not
true.
just the tall, dark, handsome.
No, if the reality will set in after. So the reality will set in after. There's so many nuggets that we've shared with us, and we're so grateful for you both coming on to share with us, taking time out to actually speak to us. I know that people that will listen to this broadcast later on, I know that we have a lot of testimonies from all of the inspirational moments that we've had. And I know that this is not going to be any different, because you've shared so many things with us that, to me, even listening to it, I've got my pen and paper. Every time we have this, I have a pen and paper ready to jot down nuggets. And I kid you not, I always, by the time I finish, my page is always full. And I'm trying not to flip over, because the camera will catch me flipping over. So I try to squeeze my writing on the side as well, so I can fit everything in. And if I not, I'll try and squeeze on another page. So that's what I've been doing. You can see me going down. But this has been so mind-blowing. It's been, a great opportunity to just come on, speak to you and learn from you. And as we normally do, Tilly's going to do the honors of thanking all our listeners and our beautiful guests.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much to our guests today. Thank you because I know how busy you guys are. I know extremely busy. So giving us this 1 hour must have really taken, a lot of planning, and we are very grateful. We're not mindless, that's the word, of the time that you've given us. Thank you so much for sharing your life with us, your journey, for all the nuggets. And I hope everyone listening, please drop your comments whenever you listen. I will be watching this as well on replay. There's so much nuggets on there. So thank you guys. Wishing you all the very best in everything. And, I love the fact that, for example, your reader venture, you've gotten all this certification. I think that's what it's called in America and the UK. Just shows that you're global already,
17 countries.
Sorry, 13, exactly.
17 countries.
You're global. And I know God is going to take you even higher and higher in the name of Jesus. Great places. I hope this inspires someone listening, that it doesn't matter where you are, what country you are, what your background is. It doesn't matter, where God has placed you. There's a reason for which you're created. There's a purpose for your life. And you better start fulfilling that purpose. You better start living life. Life is really short. God has given us, this opportunity called life, and please live it to the best of your ability. Thank you to all the people listening, our usual guests, our community. Thank you for always liking our videos, for commenting, for hopping on when we have events. God bless you. Inspirational Moments is hosted by Precious Pearls, right? That's why we have the t-shirts on. We decided to keep wearing our t-shirts, Precious Pearl. And Precious Pearl, our motto is empowering our world. And we believe that everyone listening is a precious pearl. You're precious in the hands of God. And Inspirational Moments, as the name speaks, we hope to inspire. We hope you get moments from here that can last you a lifetime, that you can use to create a wonderful life for yourself. So that's what we are. We're a Christian organization. We're doing this because we love God, and we feel that we've been called by God to empower the world and to reach out to people on our platform. So feel free to connect with us. Send us DM. I'm here on here. Liz is on here. We're also going to keep introducing our leaders and our team members, so you can reach out to anyone wherever you want to. If you want to know more about faith, know more about Jesus, know more about what we do, feel free to contact us as well. We also have our community prayers every other month. We're going to try and move it to maybe once a month in the next year. We'll come together to pray. If you have prayer points, drop it on here. We have business webinars. Like Lee said, we've been very quiet for a couple of weeks, but we've not been quiet. We have things in the background. We're going to be sharing with you guys our Hope Project, the Small Hope Project, the Bigger Hope Project in December is coming up as well. So thank you, everyone. A big God bless you. Stay tuned with us. Keep following us. And, God loves you. God has amazing plans for you. Once again, thank you, Tope. Thank you, Adeolu. We really appreciate you guys. And we're going to be keeping our ears out for greater things from you. Hope we can invite you guys again. and you can come back again and, you know, talk about the great things that you're doing. And so our hostess, the mostess, thanks, Liz, for always being there. God bless everyone, the precious pearl. See you soon and have a wonderful rest of the day. God bless you. Bye for now.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, bye. God bless.